Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here, and this is my review of The Walking Dead Comics, issue 173. Okay, so, this was an interesting issue. I mean, probably not a classic, probably not, a top 10, probably not like one of the bigger, more action-packed issues. It did have a fair amount of action in the beginning, and then towards the middle when more of the Whisperers got shot. So I guess it had enough action. And I'm not saying that I expect each issue of the comics to be action packed. I don't. I love it. I love it when it's dialogue oriented. I love it when it has a lot of character development. And this issue did have a fair amount. I'm just saying that this issue probably isn't one of the better ones. It was okay. I'd say it was like maybe a 7, maybe a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Because I did have a few problems with it. Beta's dead. Beta's gone. Rest in peace, Beta. I knew someone was gonna die in that fight between Beta and Jesus. I actually thought that it would be Jesus, because, and I still feel this way. I'm not sure what more Jesus has to do. I kind of feel like maybe his story is over, or it's getting to the end. I feel like he's kind of running out of mileage. I don't know what more he has to do. It's like I get it. He's a ninja, he's a badass. But he's in a relationship with Aaron, and he's happy, and they gotta find a way to make that interesting, because it's okay for right now, but I don't want just like Jesus and Aaron to be like a happy couple forever. Like, I want something interesting to happen. It doesn't have to be something bad, but something interesting has to happen. Because I really don't want to criticize Kirkman for just going easy on the gay characters. I don't believe that. He did kill Eric. I think he's killed a few other gay characters. I just don't want Jesus and Aaron to be, how do I put this? Just kind of there for the sake of being there. Like, I want them to have a purpose. I want Jesus' story to have a purpose. I still feel like there's a chance that Jesus might die. I'm not saying that because I'm against gay characters. I'm not. I don't know. I don't really know what they're doing with Jesus and Aaron. I just hope that they find a way to make them interesting. Because when Rick and Andrea were together, they were always interesting. And during All Out War, Andrea got like the crap beaten out of her, and she almost got strangled to death, and she was a badass, and Rick was a badass. Like, and their moments together were always interesting. Rick and Andrea, they were together for a long time. I think like 100 issues, almost 100 issues, and they were always interesting. I never got to a point where I was like, okay, well, this is getting stale. They're just a happy married couple or whatever. They weren't married till like A New Beginning, but you know what I mean. Like, I always felt like there was something going on with their story, with their relationship. I felt like their relationship was always interesting. With Jesus and Aaron, I'm just like, I don't know, like, they're not that interesting. I want them to be interesting. I like both characters. So I hope that they, that they get a little bit more interesting. It was fine when they saved the Whisperers, the normal Whisperers that didn't really want to be Whisperers anymore. It was like a kid and his dad or something, I'm not sure. But they're going to take them to Alexandria. And, I like both characters. I do. They're both funny. They've got like a good sense of humor, and I think the story needs that. It needs characters that have a good sense of humor and make wisecracks. And Jesus and Aaron are like the last two left. We got the princess, but funny characters are never a bad thing. Even Game of Thrones has funny characters like Podrick and other ones. So I just hope that they're interesting. And I still think it's possible that Jesus could die soon. It's possible. I'm a little bit worried about the knife wound that he got, because we know in the comics, if you get enough zombie guts in your body, it can infect you. That's how the arrows worked. They put a bunch of, or not the arrows and the bullets. The Saviors put a bunch of zombie gunk on the arrows and the bullets and then shot people with them, and that infected them. So if Beta's knife was really covered in zombie gunk and he slashed Jesus' arm, that could infect Jesus. I'm not sure. I don't know if knives would be different from guns and bullets, or guns, bullets, and arrows. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking that Jesus is probably going to be okay, but it's possible that arm wound could mean something. It could have just been like a suspenseful moment. Characters get injured. It's realistic to just have characters get injured. It doesn't have to mean some big thing. So I don't know. I like Jesus and Aaron. I'm fine with them living for a long time. If they live for another 100 issues, great. I'm happy for them. I want it to be worth it. I want them to be interesting. Both of those characters have been around for almost 100 issues. I think Aaron has been around for 100 issues. Pretty close. Yeah. I think Aaron was like in issue 70 when he first met the camp before they went to Alexandria. So both Aaron and Jesus have been around for a long time. And if they're like a happy, badass, wisecracking couple and they just kill people and kill zombies for a long time, that's great. I just want it to be interesting. That's my only wish. I don't think I'm being unreasonable. But yeah, I am disappointed with Beta's death. A lot of people thought that it was just going to be like a famous celebrity, like a famous football player. Like, I think a lot of people specifically said famous football player or famous sports player. I don't know if he was in football. It was like a famous sports player, and a lot of people already suspected that. That was kind of disappointing. That was a lot of people already predicted that it was just going to be a famous fictional celebrity, and they don't say his name or anything. I guess because it's not relevant. I guess it would have been kind of crazy if it was like a real person, like a real celebrity that we know in real life. But Robert Kirkman couldn't risk that. Like, he'd have to get that person's permission and all that stuff. But it's just that it's disappointing because a lot of people already predicted it. A lot of people already saw it coming. A lot of people said it. I think like Make a Path Presents said it. Some other people said it. It was going to be like a famous celebrity or a famous football player, and that's what it was. So it wasn't a big surprise. I was disappointed. I'm just a little disappointed in general about Beta's death. I think the big part is the fact that they took the mask off, and it was something that we already expected it to be, which was just a famous celebrity. I guess it's okay that Beta died. Like, the way he died was kind of cool because it was really suspenseful. I was really worried about Jesus and Aaron because there were a bunch of walkers going towards Aaron, and then Jesus was having a hard time killing Beta, and then Jesus almost died, and then Aaron shot Beta, and then Jesus shot the walker behind Aaron. That was kind of cool. Like, that was a nice little moment, a nice little surprise. I guess I'm okay that Beta's dead. But like I said, just the reveal of who he was and the mask being taken off, that was a huge disappointment. I'd say that was one of the biggest disappointments in the comics for a long time, because a lot of people expected it to be a celebrity, and we were all kind of hoping it would be like a big, exciting moment when they took the mask off, and it wasn't. It was something that a lot of people saw coming. So, I mean, what? It's hard to defend that when a lot of people know what your plot twist is going to be. And it is the plot twist. It's just, you gotta do better than that as a writer. You gotta do something that people aren't going to, that like a huge chunk of your audience aren't going to expect to see when you hype up this big reveal for so long, and it's exactly what like half the audience expects it to be. You kind of failed as a writer. So I'm a little disappointed in that. But overall, I mean, it was a good issue. And, you know, we got a little bit more of Maggie and Dante. Maggie's going to talk to Dante about something, we don't know what. Dante showed her where Negan was, and Maggie's still pissed off about Negan being alive. And Sophia is walking around and she drops something and Carl helps her. And Lydia gets jealous. Like, I knew Lydia was going to be a bitch. I knew it. I was going to give her a fair chance, but like, she's going to be all jealous and shit, and she's going to, like, do something stupid or crazy. Like, she can't accept the fact that a guy and a girl are just friends of each other. That's how it should be. Guys and girls should be friends of each other. Carl and Sophia should be friends of each other. Carl is not the cheating type. He can be friends with Sophia and date Lydia at the same time. He's known Sophia since he was like 5 or 6. That's how it's going to be. They're going to be friends. You know, Sophia already talked to Carl about that. She was like, you know, you just ignore me. And Carl was like, oh, I'm with Lydia now, so I figured it'd be awkward if I talked to you. And Sophia's like, we've known each other since we were like 5 years old or 6 years old. You know, I don't care about your relationship, but you should still be able to talk to me. So now Carl and Sophia are friends. And now we're seeing that Lydia is going to get jealous of that. She's going to, I guarantee she's going to say or do something crazy in the next couple of issues. You know, so we'll see where that goes. I have a feeling she's going to be like a bitch about it. Like guys and girls can be friends, come on. But, you know, I've said this many times, but I love Sophia. She's one of my favorite characters. You know, she's survived like 200 issues. She can survive another 200. I totally ship her and Carl. Look, I swear to God, I'm not a shipping person. If I ship someone, it's because I truly see a deep connection that's been in the story for a long time. And I ship Carl and Sophia. You know, I mean, we can already tell that Lydia is like a crazy bitch. You know, if Carl was in a relationship with Sophia, and then Carl was friends with Lydia, Sophia would not get jealous. You know, that's the difference between them. I guarantee it. You know, so I like Sophia more than Lydia, and I want Carl to be with her. I want Carl to be with Sophia, and I hope that happens. I hope that works out. Like if Lydia tries to kill Sophia, I'm gonna be pissed. And we saw a little bit more of Rick talking to Andrea's grave. He's like, "Good night, Andrea," and I really like that. I really like Rick going to Andrea's grave and talking to her and sleeping on her grave. It's fucked up, but look, that's what husbands do. I mean, some husbands, you know, when they lose their wife, it's like they lose a part of their own life. They lose a part of their soul. You know, like they're just broken forever. I mean, that's just how some husbands are, and that's how Rick is. You know, he didn't just love Andrea; he needed Andrea. And now that she's gone, he's going to sleep on her grave and still talk to her and stuff. And, you know, I like that because, you know, I don't want the comics to be in a rush to gloss over the fact that Andrea died. Like, that was the biggest death in the entire run of the series. And I don't want it to be glossed over. I want it to have a big impact, because if it doesn't have a big impact, it wasn't worth it, you know? So I'm glad to see that. And we're still dealing with the aftermath of Andrea's death. Rick is still, you know, he's still fucked up about it. He should be fucked up about it for a good long time. I don't want Rick to move on from Andrea anytime soon. I like the idea of Rick being a leader and being, you know, the guy that can do the hard stuff. You know, but when everything's fine, he's broken and he's upset about Andrea. I like that, you know. When you know, when shit is getting real, you know, he adapts and he, you know, he's ready. You know, he's a capable leader. But when, you know, nothing's going on, he's a broken mess. You know, I like that. I like how they're doing that. You know, I was one of those people that thought, you know, when Andrea died, like that was it. Like the comics were gonna suck. But honestly, I kind of like what's going on with the story. I kind of understand Andrea's death. Now, if they kill Dwight, I'm gonna be pissed. Like hashtag don't kill Dwight. Like leave Dwight alone. And Dwight is still hung up about Sherry. I don't know what Dwight's deal is, but he needs to get over his shit. Like, we've had this going on for like 4 issues now. Like, I want to see Dwight get over his shit already. And Laura left his ass, and Laura's like, you know, when you get over this crap, maybe I'll still be interested in you. And she's gone, and that sucks because I really like Laura. You know, I really want Dwight to get over his shit, and I hope he does, because Dwight's my favorite character. I really want him to get over his shit, and I want him to be with Laura. Like, Laura is awesome. Laura is a badass hot chick. Like, I want him to be with Laura, and I want Dwight to move on from all this bullshit and just, you know, continue to be a productive member of the group. And I want him to be Rick's right-hand man, because they both lost a wife. I mean, Andrea was a much better person than Sherry, like a billion times better. Like, Sherry was like the scum of the earth, and Andrea was an amazing warrior. But, you know, Dwight and Rick did technically lose both wives. So, you know, Dwight needs to get over his shit. Maybe if Dwight can get over his shit, Dwight and Rick can help each other. You know, I don't know. Like, they can both kind of relate to their problems, and, you know, maybe it can make them more like brothers. You know, and, you know, I just hope Dwight gets over his shit, and I want to see him with Laura, and, you know, I just hope that shit works out. And the last thing, the very big last thing, Michonne, Yukimo, Magna, Sadiq, Eugene, and the princess, they're waiting at the little spot they're supposed to wait for the Ohio people, Stephanie, and they're wondering where they are, and suddenly there's like I don't know, we don't see them, but I'm guessing it's like 100 people, and they're pointing like guns and stuff, and it seemed like one of them had like a microphone or something. They're like, put your hands up now. It was like a SWAT team or something. So I'm guessing this is going to be the introduction to the people with the armor in like issue 175. Yeah, issue 175. The issue 175 cover. The New World Order. We're going to see the New World Order. We're going to see a bunch of people looking like they have the costume things, the trooper outfits from like the Hunger Games, like those white trooper outfits. It kind of looks like them, you know, like a SWAT team type of people. But you know, it's New World Order, so you know, I hope it's a big thing. I hope it's good. I hope it's this has the potential to be a really interesting new story in the Walking Dead comics. So you know, I hope it's good. You know, I hope this whole New World Order thing is going to be interesting. I hope it's not just like a bunch of bad guys. You know, I hope it's like some new good characters that we meet and then we start to like them. You know, I don't know. But yeah, overall, I really liked this issue. It was pretty good. It had a lot of character development, a lot of good moments. And I think we've gone like 2 issues without Negan. That's impressive. Like, Negan's such a fan favorite. I'm surprised people aren't like shitting themselves right now. But yeah, the only thing that I really didn't like was Beta's reveal. It was just so disappointing because so many people saw it coming. You know, you gotta expect that as a writer. You know, if you have a mystery for several months, people are gonna have predictions, and if, you know, half the people predict the reveal, then it's kind of a lame reveal. So I thought that plot twist was really bad. But overall, I really liked this issue. I thought it was good. You know, I'm excited for where this story is going. I hope it stays this good, and I hope Dwight doesn't die. Yeah, hashtag don't kill Dwight. You know, no Darth Dwight. I don't want Dwight to be on the dark side. But yeah. Anyway, I really like this issue. Let me know what you guys think. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. We are at 217 subscribers right now. We're getting to 1,000. We're getting there. You know, just one subscriber at a time. Just share this with your friends. Share this with your family. Share my channel with anyone you know. You know, please. You know, please support it in any way. Just share my channel. We are going to get to 1,000, and when we get to 1,000, I'm going to make a really awesome, you know, celebration video. So, you know, the sooner we get to 1,000, the better. Anyway, I'm Spencer Rhodes. I will see you guys later. Bye.